Howdy freaking ho to all those listening in now or later on in the recording. Yes, I have not forgotten about you all who can't be here on Fridays, but to those who are, hi! How's it all going? We are on the precipice of the Halloween weekend. So, yeah. I don't have anything really spooky planned at all for today, but it should be a fun one. Yeah, this is your first time either tuning in now or later on. I'm Flintworth, a lovable, at least I think so, Wisconsinite from Wisconsin. I'm a bit on a caffeine high. That might die down by the end of this, so if I sound a bit wonky, that's probably why. But that said, hello, welcome. We're talking about a few things today. This is Creature Workshop, of course. I am the host. Hello. And this is the show where we typically go and brainstorm and work on a variety of wacky builds you can bring to, well, D&D 5th edition. And last week, we, on the show, took the time to brainstorm a build based on Michael Myers from the Halloween franchise. Now, that was fun. It was great. I recommend checking it out later. Not now. If you're watching now live, I would prefer you to stay here and continue to, watch this. But at the end of that stream, a certain user, a favorite of mine, viewer, who I think is in the chat right now, N King. Oop, I need to make sure I don't slouch. There we go. Okay. Suggested that we should make a foil to our Michael Myers build, a final girl build, which is why we are here today, and looking forward to it. It should be a good time. It should be, if nothing else, a fun experiment to see how we can go and bring the final girl experience to life. So let me go and start getting some things set up here. Starting with this, actually. Nothing spooky, he said. Hello, Reg. Thank you for coming back. I think you're going by a different name this week, but I recognize the what are they called? Avatars. That's the word. Haha. Here I thought I was not gonna have too hard of a time remembering terms today. Pardon me just a moment while I go and throw a link up to this right now. I meant to do that, but I got caught up enjoying a very tasty meatloaf before I went live, and I sat down a bit later than I wanted, but it's fine. This show is supposed to be live, kind of messy, kind of silly, so it's cool. It's a par for the course. While I'm doing this, I have to ask, how are you all doing so far? Hope you're doing well. Got any awesome Halloween plans for this weekend? Gonna go trick-or-treating? Gonna hand out candy to trick-or-treaters? You can do both. There's no reason you can't do both. Boop. There we go. There we go. Now we are out. We are out in the Twitter wild and all that. Beauty. There we go. Good enough. Cool. All right. Thank you for your patience there, folks. Let's get. All right. So let's get workshop in here. There we go. All right. I see, Reg there, so you wouldn't believe how hard it is to get the Neo sunglasses. You mean like to dress up as Neo? How hard is it? I'm actually kind of curious now. Neo sunglasses. Matrix. Smoke lenses, 14. What's Amazon though? I can imagine a lot of people are just like going wild for those. I really gotta talk about Neo. Thought that would be a fun player build. But a little bit of background, a little bit of context. So last week when we made our Cat and Oswald, I can't believe I forgot I already named it Cat and Oswald. Originally it was Pat and Oswald, but our slasher here, which was a multi-classed character using 5 levels into a barbarian path of the Totem Warrior with another, I believe I had 3 into the Assassin Rogue subclass that we made. Overall a pretty fun mock-up. That character was made with the idea that maybe you're doing a one-shot or a campaign where you and your friends are all playing evil characters, maybe trying to rack up the most kills or what have you. And the big thing I wanted to really kind of to play it up was the fact that, yeah, go with Tabaxi, go with something that is like naturally stealthy and all that. Hence, in the end, we realized that Michael Myers is basically a cat. Hence, Cat and Oswald. Originally, it was Pat and Oswald. Which is why this week I kind of wanted to continue playing up that theme, because the idea was, the general concept was that for this Final Girl build is that we thought it'd be kind of interesting. Not me specifically, I should say that all credit goes to the End King. If you're watching this later on, hi buddy. He came up with the idea that how cool would it be to play a Warlock that was based on whatever Final Girl you like, so Cindy Prescott, Laurie Strode, Daphne from Scooby-Doo. No. But what if that character you're playing as, you're inspired by, what if your class was not only a Warlock, but what if your patron happened to be the slasher that you survived from? Oh, you are here. Hey, buddy. Or, but yeah, it wouldn't be just that. You were not just, a Warlock that was bestowed power because of the thing you survived from, but only that. What if the effects of your powers, like the strength of it, was tied to the proximity of you and your killer? Ooh, I just love this, the juiciness. The scenarios a DM could play with that, where you could be out at some fancy gathering with your friends, you could be meeting, if this was like all based in like a fantasy setting still, that you could be meeting some famous diplomat trying to negotiate some world peace or whatever, and you realize that, oh, your powers suddenly go from like, oh yeah, I cast prestidigitation to clean up a mess on the floor, to suddenly like the spell goes overdrive to you, like clean up the whole room in one snap of your fingers. Just that moment, it's that realization that, oh, it's time to run. This sounds great. A go-face patron, you stab harder. I get Myers. Well, I guess the concept was more so, I guess, your survivability in a way. Yeah, I'm not sure how exactly mechanically this would work. Part of me thought, okay, would you be able to tie in some kind of like wild magic? That's more of a sorcerer kind of thing. But, well, I shouldn't get too much and just theorizing. We should get building here. So, let me get us a new character sheet here on my favorite website, Roll20. And as always, not because they sponsored me, which would be kind of nice if they did, because this stuff ain't cheap. But mainly because it's just what I'm used to. You can use whatever service or even just pen and paper you want. Pencil and paper probably better suited for making sheets. But let's go and start creating our final girl here. So we need a name. I needed like a great name. Let's go with. I know. Let's go with Autumn Jade. That sounds pretty. I was thinking of like maybe like Autumn Rose. Wait, actually, come back, change that to Autumn Rose real quick. That sounds pretty too. Prettier. Very pretty. Oh yeah, I hear that end. I remember actually when I first started making my character sheets, I actually would go and keep a PDF file. It was like a few years before D&D Beyond was a thing, but I had like a really nice looking PDF file that would, I would print off whatever the current edition was, bring it to my session, write all over like no one's business, and then it would come back after session and just go and update the PDF file on my computer and just get ready to go and print it off again before the next game, which in hindsight was probably a waste of paper and ink. But I thought it was clever. I thought it was good. The more you know. All right, so it is race time. Time to figure out a race. Honestly, when we first started planning for this stream this week, I was kind of torn on what to make the race, because a part of me wanted to go and play off the fact that last week we made Michael Meowers, essentially, using a Tabaxi race, that I was almost inclined to be like, hey, let's go and pick out a Kenku this week, because that would be kind of fun. Oh, that's true, Elimination. I mean, I've been thinking about getting a Laminator because, believe it or not, I like games, not just D&D. I have a big supply of board games, and I always like to print off my own custom cheat sheets or what's the one I'm thinking of? Player aids. And boy, howdy, could I use something to protect that stuff, because sometimes you get some guests over and they're just messy. Let's see. If you want to play with the lore of this kind of a build, you could say this was like Patton Oswalt's sister. If we're going to use like the mythology, the canon from the first two movies, that we are going to be building his sister, Laurie Oswalt, or part of me wants to make her a mouse, but I think the best choice, honestly, would be to go with a halfling. Hear me out, because if you think about it, final girls, yes, they are very resourceful. They also are the gals that, and if you're Ash Williams, the honorary, final girl, they also are tough as nails. But I also would say in some cases that they do have a little bit of luck on their side, which is something that I wanted to give to this build, because the idea is that you have not just the control of the dice, but you have like all of the advantages you could need to go up against something that is hard to put down. So I'm talking, we need to make sure that this character has the ability to kind of control their fate, both with their abilities, their weapons, or spells rather, but also the role playing, which we can build up, starting with a halfling, which does have advantages with rerolling and luck. So we go with that. Alignment. Well, I would say lawful good. You're kind of the opposite of a slasher here. Besides, it's mostly just for what's something of here? Flavor. Okay, size small. Duh. Languages coming in halfling already chosen. Lucky, that's right. That's the big one I want right there. Make sure I can share the sheet to you. When you roll a 1 on an attack roll, ability check, that's the big one. Brave, which I think is pretty damn mandatory. Even if the character themselves are shrieking off their lungs out in some movie, a lot of them have shown crazy bravery still defeating whatever things coming after them. Let's see. And King, that does sound fun. You could have it. Yeah. True, true. Plus, a halfling always just feels vulnerable. Exactly. And if you think about it, because their natural walking speed is like 25 feet around, that would allow you, technically, but I guess not really you, but your DM, to do the classic, like, okay, your character dashes 50 some feet. The killer just walks 30 feet. That still like creates that illusion that your character can be running at top speed while their stalker is basically keeping pace without running. Kind of, you see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? There kind of continues the theme, the aura. The spirit. That's it. Word. The spirit. The theme. Okay. Brave, halfling nimbleness. And actually, that'd be kind of handy too. The halfling nimbleness would be perfect if you need to go into a crawl space. In fact, I kind of want to do a one-shot where all my players play halflings. While I do play some killer. I might keep that in mind for a one-shot later. Let's see. I can't remember which one it is that gives you the boost to luck. It's either, I think it's the stout, I want to say. Resilience. Constitution bonus, charisma bonus. I guess when it comes to choosing your sub-race for the halfling side of things, is you should probably pick whatever you feel like, whatever girl or guy you're wishing to emulate. For instance, if you're trying up a character supposed to be more of a wisecracker, kind of like, your Ashes, to an extent, Sidney Prescott in the later sequels, Miss I Survive, I Always Do, or my favorite, I was watching a lot of Scream this week. You forgot the first rule of remakes. Don't expletive deleted because I do not have the funds or the resources to stop myself from getting canceled. Effing original. Or you're going for the ones that just go through it, get beat up, get put through the freaking ringer, then Constitution would probably be good for you. But overall, I think for this kind of build, I kind of want to go for a lot of the final goals I like are the ones that, can take a beating, but are still able to get back up, even if they get stabbed at some point. So I'm going to go with Stout. Plus the poison, I guess, would be kind of useful if the killer decides to get creative. Doesn't happen too often. All right, class. Well, this is one was decided on. Warlock. Okay. Pardon me. Okay, let's go here. Skill proficiencies. Now, this is going to be a tough one if you think about it. Because half the reason why the final girl doesn't really notice things until the very end, usually because the killer should be allowed to have a little bit of stealth, I guess. Nah, that doesn't really work because Laurie noticed Michael pretty damn much for a lot of her flick. Definitely not intimidation. Well, let's see, if you're getting like proficiency and power from the killer themselves, probably would be things like, well, investigation. You'd be able to kind of notice the clues, which does help give you that edge. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Perceptive. Exactly, exactly. Because if it was perception, it'd be like that. That's the big one I was going to suggest right off the bat. They are very intelligent, though. So I'm kind of leaning to history. To at least know the lore behind the killers or know what they've done in the past. Because religion, not really needed much, I would say. Nature, not really. Intimidation. I mean, some of them kind of scare their opponents. Probably deception, I think, a little bit. Be able to deceive the killer to throw them off their trails. Yeah, let me go with that. Alright, here's the big one. Choose an otherworldly patron. Exactly. All the campfire tales. I might go back and grab that history later. So I'm trying to think what kind of increase their... What's the word? Longevity. Alright. Let's see. I have not built a Warlock in a while, so I'm going to have to go through a few of these. Unless, my dear audience, you have a suggestion off the bat. I would love to hear that. Let's see. Great old one, yes. Michael has the power of Cthulhu. Archfey. I mean, I despise fairies, but even though I know they wouldn't be as bad as a slasher. Definitely not celestial. The Fathomless. I think I've done the Fathomless before. I think this is more like water-based ones. Fiend. It's kind of a running gag, but not really. No, I guess I'm too close to home with my Irish-Scottish heritage, where everyone sees, oh look, it's Tinkerbell, the fairies, yay! No, I've seen the fairies, the pixies are like, oh yes, child, can I get your name? No, because if you do, you might steal my name, my memory, and might turn me into a bush. Fairies are terrifying, man. Like, if you ever watched this, I'm not sure how many of you actually have seen it. If you ever watched, like, Torchwood, there's a whole episode. The Torchwood, it's the Doctor Who spinoff with, not Bruce Campbell. God, will come back to me later. I have his goddamn autobiography in my other room, not the guy. But there's an entire episode on fairies as the baddies, and this is terrifying. Let's see. Fiend, Burning Hands, Flame Strike. No, it's all fiery. Hexblade might be the closest, considering all the weapon-based stuff. Oh, I'm gonna read this out loud, only because my fiance is on the side here. M-King wrote in, so it's safe to say we won't see Leprechaun in the hood on this channel. I'm not sure if you heard that, but my lovely lady over there suggested only maybe if you all suggested it hard enough. But okay, real quick here. I've watched plenty of bad films. I usually love movies that are so bad it's good. I despise the Leprechaun series. If you ever want to see me go through severe pain, it would be for you all to band together and encourage me, nay, beseech me to do an episode or two covering that little nasty green man. I think I tried to do a marathon 2 years ago with a few friends of mine to kind of watch it, a few of them back to back, and I had to rage quit halfway through, I want to say the third one, and I tried to like placate it by, have a drink game out of it, but no, it was just that bad. Oh, they're so bad. Oh, okay. So yeah. I would not expect Leprechaun on here unless you pay me. Little nasty green little monster. I will say though, I do admire the actor behind the character. He did just do a great job. It's just a shame that the writing, other actors, direction, music, yeah, basically everything but him. Just his acting, like nothing that he says is what I would call good. Little jerk. Okay, what's in here? Oh yeah, I was choosing a background. It really is a weird franchise. Oh, okay. So let's see. Every day you can talk and have a drink with the slasher. Yeah! They are so bizarre. I mean, that film... I mean, Friday the 13th is my favorite franchise. And Jason basically has movies where he faces up against Carrie, Freddy Krueger, and goes to heckin' space and has a very extended cruise to New York. And God, I mean... Ash versus the Evil Dead's franchise makes more sense than the Leprechaun films. Like, oh yes, hi, I am in the middle of America, nowhere near Ireland, and now, look at me, I'm in Las Vegas. Oh wait, now I'm in space! Nope, never mind, I'm in the hood. Makes no sense. No sense at all. It's just basically a cash grab. Alright, you've had enough of me complaining about Leprechaun. See here, Hexblade's Curse, Hexblade Warrior. I'm kind of leaning Hexblade, potentially. Let's see. Have a look at the genie though. Could always reflavor it. Genies and yeah, no, we're gonna go with Hexblade. Let's see here. Yeah, because that way you get all of the lovely martial weapons. Because you think about it, the cool thing about Final Girls is that they always seem to have just the right weapon at their side precisely when they need it. Whether it's like a coat hanger in Halloween or a very convenient shard of glass in another, it's wild. And I can just see how a player and DM can be clever enough to really make that same kind of play come to life. It's okay, N-King, it's okay. I mean, the nature of these workshops is to derail me, is to just to talk and relax. Like, have a good time to gap. Because workshops are basically brainstorm sessions. And as I see it, talking about what you don't like can really help you understand more what you do like. So, there's always something to gain from it. So let's see here. I think the big thing, though, outside of the various, like, weapon-styled abilities, I think the big thing is that Hex Warriors, or Hex Blades, have the ability to kind of have, like, how to describe it, like, miniature pocket dimensions they can just go and hide weapons in and just bring out as they need them. It's cool. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Maybe you grab a cursed machete and now Jason wants it back. I like that. I mean, I can imagine Jason does at this point have a favorite machete, if not a favorite mask. Ooh, maybe that's what you grab. Grab his mask. Alright, let's roll for stats. As always, we're going to roll until we get at least 118. Nope. Come on. Come on. Doop doop doo. Doo 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 doo. There we go. Alright, this could work. Alright, so Roll20's here suggesting that we put our best scores into Charisma and Constitution. Okay. That makes sense. I mean, most Final Girls do have, and not to be like the most likable characters of the whole crew. Think about it. They usually have a very large but close friend group that the slasher goes and eliminates. And yet, by the time the sequel comes around, said Final Girl suddenly has a whole new friend group of close-knit besties. Despite them, knowing full well that, hey, aren't you the one that had all your friends die last year? Really? Oh, okay. Nice to know you. I'm, leaving. So yeah, Charisma, 18. Constitution, yep, that would be our 16. All right, now comes the fun one. Strength, I'm going to put down for that 7 right away. It's like, how many summers can we know what they all did? Yeah, true. Let's see. So that leaves us to playing around with 10, 13, and 14. Well, to me, honestly, final girls have to be, you know, smart and wise. I'm inclined to giving them more street smarts because that's quick thinking typically is what helps a lot of them live to see another day. So we go with that there. Followed by intelligence with 13, which leaves us with 10 for dexterity. Cool. Moving on. Background. Well, we could go for the classic trope, which is that our halfling here, Autumn Jade, is most likely a student, a teen in school, just going to some party, going camping for the summer. And, oh, look at that. I happened to come across this rusty yet bloody machete. Oh, guess it's mine now. And then they gain the power. So let's see. What would that be under, though? I always forget. It's Sage. That's what I want. Sage. Language proficiencies. Well, this is kind of more for flavor, honestly. So keep it simple then. Go with Elvish and Dwarfish. Basically, you know, he probably went to school, probably got, you know, took a few courses to have like a general mix of languages. Got to need that for these extracurriculars. Specialty. Ooh. Barbarian. Alchemist. Astronomer. Getting worse than this. Let's see. Haunted one. Let's see. Well, Haunted one was one we chose last week for Michael Myers. That's the one where you're haunted by something so terrible that you dare not speak of it. You tried to bury it and run away from it. Actually, yeah. Reg, that's the one. I feel. Yep. Skill proficiency, survival. Yep. Language proficiency, once again, doesn't really matter. So I'm going to go with doesn't really matter. Here, speak Sylvan. Speak the language of the scary fairies. True. It all looks fun. Harrowing event. Perfect. A monster that slaughtered dozens of innocent people, spared your life, and you don't know why. Yep. Sounds like a final girl kind of deadly event. Expect danger around every corner. Okay, yeah, now this is building itself. By the way, the Haunted One background comes from the Curse of Strahd module, for those who are looking for this later on. I'm going to say that out loud just so you can hear it. I see N King wrote in. That's Sylvan, a.k.a. Leprechaunese. Let's see. Exploring danger around a corner. I don't talk about the thing that burdens me. Yep, that's perfect. Actually, you can't see this. Sorry, my apologies. There you go. These are the personality traits. I mean, these are all for flair. You can always rewrite these as you see fit for your final girl character. Like the idea that they're very paranoid, don't want to talk about it. That's kind of perfect. Just leave worth alone. Man, if I ever get to the point where someone actually creates a video or I guess a YouTube short saying underneath a blanket with teary eyes, is "Leave Flitworth alone," I will buy them a cookie or a high five or not sure what. I don't think I ever get that big, but it's nice to know you guys care. Ideal. I'll stop the spirits that haunt me or die trying. That's close enough. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Yeah, that does. That sounds actually pretty on... What's the word? On point for the theme of Curse of Strahd, that your patron, your slasher, is stalking you throughout the entire time. Trapped in Barovia, in the mists along with you. Bond. There. A terrible guilt and consumes me. Ooh. What if... You can't see it. Let me go and shrink this down so you can. There you go. I was looking at the bond underneath this, and it has one here that says... a terrible guilt consumes me. I hope that I can find redemption through my actions. Like, what if, like, the whole shtick is, like, survivor's guilt? Yeah, that's the one. Lastly, flaw. Okay, I'm going to kind of base this a little bit off of the current Chucky television series going on right now. I'm not sure if anyone here has seen it yet, but one of the characters who survived the antics of the first season becomes, well, a drug addict in the second, and I think that's something I would expect of anyone to survive any kind of slasher slaughter. I'm gonna go with that. I would recommend it. It's been a lot better than I thought it was going to be, M. King. And it's funny that you mention the Strahd thinks he's fighting you and your team, then the shape comes in and complicates everything. In my game, I ran Curse of Strahd, I actually, over time, worked in the Jason Voorhees plot, or whole origin story, into my game. And it took a long time to do. And I had it be kind of like a little secret side thing in the whole game. Actually, I made a few YouTube videos about it. That's kind of what kickstarted the whole creature creator idea, was from those videos and just the response to them. But to make a long story short, I had a story beat where some of Curse of Strahd's locals were helping out my players, and Strahd, not being a fan of that, convinced one of them, a woman, that if she slaughtered them all, he would go and revive her son. And that, of course, was my Pamela. The players came and she tried to kill them too. She got killed herself in the process. And I kind of left it at that. They kind of got the reference like, it's Pamela Voorhees, and didn't think anything of it. Well, about maybe 2 or 3 months later, I mentioned, while they were going through this one dungeon, that a revenant was in there with a bag over its head. And yeah, that was when it started. From there, I made it became a running gag a little bit. This revenant had a beef with them because whenever he came across this party, he would always get defeated by them in, funnier and funnier ways. Not realizing on my side, every time they defeated this revenant, yes, it would come back, but make it a little bit stronger. And it came to a point where this thing eventually popped in and attacked them inside their home base in Barovia. And God, it was such a big setup. But I actually had him stumble across a mask that another NPC they used to wear all the time from like a year ago. And this kind of like clicked. Like this revenant that would not die. And they realized, oh wait, it's the son of that woman. And he's now grabbing a mask that now looks awfully like, oh my God, it's Jason Voorhees. And it was just, he almost joined the actual final fight between them and Strahd, but they blocked off the entryway he was using to get to them, so it was kind of cut out of the fight. That was fun. I think it's still alive in my world. I need to go and sick it after them sooner or later. Oh, it was good. That was great. Oh yeah, I'm going to do that. Yeah, Jesu is still alive. Yeah. Alright. Let's go and pick some ready equipment for our final girl here. Okay, simple weapon. Honestly, if this was just an average like camp counselor or student, it wouldn't be something crazy like a large sword or anything like that. So probably a simple dagger. I'd probably go with arcane focus because component pouches are complicated. I've not known anyone to actually choose a component pouch. Arcane focus is just so much more convenient for the D&D system. Probably scholar pack and another simple weapon. Well, let's go with a sling. Maybe not. Yeah, it was JASU is what I did. I basically took Jason, cut off the N. Didn't want to make it too obvious, but I wanted to keep it similar in like word tone. Was it a bit punny? A little bit, yeah, but that was kind of the idea. I like to with some of my words I make up. I hope it's a made up word. I always wanted to try to make something that sounds like phonetically similar. Because I might have to do a video on that at some point, making up words. It can be fun, but just a crapshoot at times. Punching the guy. Let's see. Okay. But it's, yeah, another single pump weapon. I mean, sling, I guess that would be kind of fun. Kind of do like the whole David and Goliath kind of thing. I mean, honestly, if you're doing a Hexblade Warlock, you're not using too many of these weapons. I might just go with well, probably a club. Kind of go with like a baseball bat kind of thing. You know what? Honestly, King, I would probably be doing the same thing there too. Just, yeah. It's okay. It's okay. There is no judgment there. All right, can I choose cantrips, please? Oh, that's not good. Let's refresh. There we go. Okay. Now, we're gonna go with like the best cantrip you could ever choose when it comes to. I'm gonna change it to this. Maybe you can see more of the spell list that way. Nope, you cannot. So come back to me. There we go. But let's choose True Strike. That's not a waste of a cantrip at all. No, not at all. Honestly, you have to go with the tried and true Eldritch Blast for any kind of Warlock. That is like such a fantastic spell. It's basically their fireball. And probably Minor Illusion to kind of go and throw off your killer. Here's the thing I just wanted to kind of bring up when it comes to spells, is that depending on your DM and I guess the game overall you're playing, just because you have a spell here doesn't mean it has to truly be a spell. And I try to go for like a mix between damage and utility, personally. But I think with this might be a little bit more utility. But the reason I bring up, like, you know, not everything needs to be a spell is because kind of going along with the idea of... excuse me, there you go. With Artificers, is that I've played games where players wanted to play something like a Warlock, but didn't want to have like all the Artificer kind of stuff. They wanted to essentially have the powers and gameplay of the one with the setup of the other. And what I did often used to do is say, okay, cool. In that case, you basically have like a backpack of convenience. That whenever you go and cast your spell, you go right into this bag, you just happen to grab out whatever you need to do that attack or what have you. And this was in a game where I ran it. It was set in to be an 80s slasher, so everything was kind of already contextualized. But the cool thing is that we used to create all these different, you know, classic D&D spells on the fly to be something else. For instance, one of the players loved Shocking Grasp, so they would go into this bag and pull out a taser for Shocking Grasp. They would other times go and like, oh, I want to go and do Minor Illusion. Cool. They go into the bag and pull out a little mini projector or, I don't know, hologram. If you want to be extra sci-fi. But you see what I mean? That if you're building this and wanting to be a true Final Girl, don't want to have them be all too much magic heavy, there is ways to reflavor all of this stuff to help you get that theme, get that character you're hoping to actually play as. But as always, you know, talk to your DMs. We are usually happy to go and help you play the thing you want to play, because if you end up getting to play the thing you want to play, it means we end up having players to run a game for. Because that's just my personal game theory. Let's see. Side spells. Basically, yeah. Cast Fireball, you pull a gun. Or a firework, even. Or you just happen to, you pull out a flare gun. Psh! And it just happens to fall on an overturned can of gas. See? There's a lot of ways to do it on the fly. Hair curler. Someone has been watching Sleepaway Camp. Let's see here. Hexblade level 1. This is a tough one. Because you wouldn't really want to go and cause fear, because it's not exactly the final girl away. Expeditious Retreat actually would be kind of perfect to kind of get that quick getaway. Hellish Rebuke would also be kind of fun. Armor of Agathis would also be great too, to kind of keep up that survivability of this character. So you have a lot of spells, I guess, in this level 1 that will keep you alive and help you distract other people with the classic Eldritch Blast. But I think in future level ups, which we are going to do today, that, yeah, you want to make sure to give you this character, this girl, this Goyle, more of a fighting chance. No, I just grabbed things as a child. Oh, buddy. All right, as I said, I want to change this name to Autumn Rose, because that's a very pretty combo. Age, well, teen. Height, well, they're short because of the halfling, so 5 feet? No. 3 feet. Wait, no, I'm not gonna go there. Eyes, brown. Hair, brown. Skin, fair. Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking there for that level of flair. EK. EK King. Or just call you the tech for the End King. So let's see here. What's the current loadout here? Okay. -2 to strength modifiers. Oh, geez. But Deception 6, that's going to be great. Survival 4. It's good for the Wisdom. Investigation is 3. Cool. Alright. And let's actually see how the firepower plays up. So let's go and pop this out. And take a look at this. So level 1. Let's see, just do a classic dagger stab. Oh. There we go. Okay, 10. Okay, 3 pierce. Okay, that's pretty basic for a nice beginner's level. Lucky, that's needed. Which I don't think I should have taken the time to read this off earlier, but Lucky essentially allows you, when you roll a 1 on an attack roll, ability check, or anything really, you can roll that die and must use that new roll. So it's like almost like an instant free advantage. Which even if you do fail, it's still better than just crit failing, which is why I wanted to give you Lucky. So let's see. Spells. Classic Eldritch Blast. 13, 16. That's kind of nice. And 10. Cool. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. That's not bad for 10 force damage just at level 1. That's pretty good, actually. And I see years ago when I was into Doom Metal. Ooh. Exactly, guys. Exactly. Hey, speaking of usernames, if you want to talk about kind of like embarrassing origin stories, I actually still have this name. But when I was real young, I was on the old Nintendo Insider forums, which have been long gone. But I wanted to have the username Pirate Captain. Unfortunately, I can't spell worth a damn, so I ended up getting the username Pirate Captain. with Tin, and that was like a name I used for the longest time. I used to think it was so cool back then. Like, yeah, Pirate Captain was free. You mean Pirate Captain? What? No, mate, it's a little younger self. Alright. And as always, here on this show, let's go and get this built to level 5, because as you all know, or at least you should know if you ever played the game, characters, the classes, don't really become into their own until they get to level 5. Oh, I suppose, a Tintin reference. I've never actually seen Tintin. So let's get this up to level 5. Nope. There we go. Level 5. Perfect. We'll take the average because I might want to trust my random rolls. And let's move right along. Also, it sounds like my dog has found their toy. Okay, woo, we got a whole set of things to choose from now. Fun. So let's see. Oh boy. Okay. Quite a few options here for Eldritch invocations. I don't know, should I multi-class? And if so, into what? Oops. Back over here. There we go. Because I mean, I felt like Warlock was like the kind of the big draw for this. That's fair, it's fair, but it's worth, you know, talking about. Think. I guess it depends on how you roleplay things out. Like, I know I say that a lot, but it's an important factor to take in. At least in my opinion. I don't try to build everything entirely based on just min-maxing. Like, I guess if I was playing a survivor that wants to repent, and I guess like they would kind of go with the cleric kind of thing. Kind of like the girl whose name escapes me right now from Nightmare on Elm Street, where after her surviving her first film, in the third one, Dream Warriors, she comes back Nancy as basically a psychiatrist to troubled youth. So that's kind of, you know, takes something negative and turn it to positive. You can go full-on hardened survivor gal, kind of like Laurie Strode in the most recent Halloween 2018. They kind of kicked off this recent trilogy. And don't tell me any spoilers yet for Halloween Ends, because I could be seeing it tomorrow. And Sydney is also exactly a big example of this. So let's see. Could be like Stretch from Chainsaw Massacre 2, where at the end of their movie they basically kind of go as nutso as the Sawyer family chasing them with the whole ending of that thing. No, I think for simplicity's sakes, I'm just going to keep it with just Warlock. But I would encourage that if you do this yourself to play around. Be the final girl you want to be. Now I'll kind of go make one for, I think, the best final girl, hands down, which to me, and I might get attacked for this, but Ripley. Ripley from the Alien franchise. Yeah, no, I think to me she's like the best final girl. That is until number 3, but still I don't want to count that one too much. She's cool. Again, I love her. Anyway, she destroys basically a whole entire alien race like multiple times. But as for this girl, let's see. There is a whole lot of options here. You know, Misty Visions I could see kind of working. Because if you think about it, some of the survivors out there, like in Halloween 5 and 6, the Laurie's daughter, Jody ends up getting like a psychic link with Michael. It's kind of like maybe visions of them and where they are. I see that playing up. Oh yeah. Exactly, in the armor with her big suit. Love that fight scene. Stop, get away from her, you bitch. Oh. Masking faces? Nah. One with the shadows could be fun. Oh, that's maybe fun. When you're in an area of dim light or darkness, you can use your action to become invisible until you move or take an act. That could be kind of good. Let's go with one with shadows. Make it really hard for the killer to find you. Let's see. Actually, I want to go back with keep Misty Visions and Own No Shadows. Yeah. I'm kind of mixed on those films myself because, well, there are not some good parts with some things in there. I mean, the whole like start of the Curse of Michael Myers with, is it the Curse? I'm thinking of a different one. In part 6, we basically find out he survives getting bombed in a mine shaft. That's just wild to me. All right, Pac Boon. Okay. Agreed. Like, to me, Jason has is more sympathetic, and is frankly always kind of fun to watch him give people their comeuppance. Whereas Michael, yeah, that level of evil in some of his films is just terrifying. Let's see here, Pact of the Blade. Yeah, I was thinking of Pact of the Blade when I was talking earlier about how I could see a final girl kind of taking this power and using it to her advantage to always have the right weapon off to the side. And just have play out some of those really great close calls where you lose your weapon, but then it's just get it back at the right moments. Yeah, Pact of the Blade. Oh, that's what I was thinking of. Okay. No, I don't want to swap invocations, but we do get one more. If you have any suggestions out there, please, by all means, let me know what you think. Otherwise, I'm just going to go and pick one on the fly. Electric Sight. Yeah, I think the more like investigation heavy to kind of really suss out and track down, because as I see it, at some point, MGT. Why did you slight me so? But I think the more you make your girl go from survivor to hunter, the more thematic it'll be, especially in the late game, where you finally track down your shape, you give them what for, and take their power truly for your own, so you're free of them forevermore. Yeah. Ultra excited is what I would go for this growth. Okay. Now, for the ability score increase, we're not going to go with ability score. We're going to go for the feat, because, yep, we're going to give us a little bit more of that luck control with giving us the lucky feat. Basically, for those who don't know it, you get 3 luck points after every long rest. Whenever you make an attack, ability check, or saving throw, you can spend one of your luck points to re-roll that die. Which is, to me, is a given for creating a very lucky but cursed survivor. Okay. Exactly, EK. Right, so now we get one more cantrip. Honestly, I kind of like Prestidigitation. To me, that's one of the very good utility spells. But it's also a lot like Minor Illusion. Let me read these details real quick. I might counteract what I wanted to do earlier. Actually, no, keep Minor Illusion. Minor Illusion's, I think, good to have. Let's go with... maybe from protection from evil and good. concentration up to 10 minutes. Okay, yeah. I probably would do protection from evil and good. But is that, wait, is that just basically another arm of Agathis? Because that's also... Oh, it's not concentration. Yeah, yeah. In that case, you could like double up on the two of them. Oh, protection from evil and goods, level 1 spell. Look at that. I was looking at cantrips. Oops. In that case, ignore that for that down there. Sword burst. That sounds new. What's that? Not that. Frostbite could be fun. Chilling touch could be fun. Recreate the classic. Oh no, I'm almost gonna get attacked. Quick, get out of fire extinguisher. Great bonfire could be nice. Stone, mine, sliver, poison spray. Poison spray! Yeah. Nothing like a good old sudden. Oh, he's too close. Basically, pepper spray him. I mean, I'm surprised I don't see that more often in modern day slashers. Yeah. Okay, so now we get 4 new spells. Alright. Crown of Madness. Crown of Madness would be fun, but I hate seeing this getting used on things that should be more intimidating, that you should be able to control. Chill touch, isn't it? Is it? Let's find out. Chill touch. Cast goes with the hand in the space of a creature within range. Ah, okay. It's necrotic. Basically, slap them with the hands of their fallen kills, which actually would be kind of cool. I think for level 1, I might go with Witch Bolts. It's one of them. Only because I just love the image that you're basically turning your girl into almost like a Ghostbuster, hand out, blasting them with a wave of electricity. The only thing I don't like about that spell is that it goes away if you just miss once. Frankly, I just kind of like to keep it up for just grrr, full on follow them along. Let's see here. Go Feeblement, Shadowblade, Shatter, Suggestion, Thrall, Darkness. Honestly, Darkness would be kind of great too, to get a bit more area control. Let you get those nice, clever getaways. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Cast Swarm, Fly, Fear, Enemies Abound, Elemental Weapon, Dispel Magic, Counterspell. Yeah, maybe I might as well get a Counterspell in there. That's always nice. Misty Step. A bit more of that area control. But I didn't give him any kind of major attacks. This is a freebie? Yeah, so 1, 2, 3. Okay. I must have misclicked. I was probably going for Thunderstep and hit that other one. Okay, in that case, I actually would say... Exactly, EK. I kind of say, yeah. Put them in the dark for once. Make them wonder what the crap happened. But I love the idea that giving them one of these summon spells, like whether it's a Fae, Lesser Demons, Undead, or what have you. Because it's kind of like, hey, I'm going to go and call the cops. I'm going to go with Lesser Demons. Yeah. I use the darkness to kill the darkness. Nah. Alright. I think I kind of like that so far. This could always, yes, change things up as you get a nice side weapon. Now let's go and see how this rolls. Alright. Let's try the regular dagger again. 14, a little bit better. 4 piercing. Okay. Still basic. But what about Eldritch Blast now? Okay, look at that! That's pretty freaking good. Exactly. I just love the idea that you kind of take a chance to recreate your favorite kind of Freddy versus Jason moments. I almost said Jason versus Freddy. It should be Jason versus Freddy. No, screw following the proper alphabet. Jason should have been first in that title. But yeah. I can see that being a really fun thematic thing for your DM and you to experience, is to be like, oh no, it's Michael Myers. What will I do? Proceeds to go to the side, opens up a cupboard, pulls out a little Chucky doll. Catch! You really have fun playing up this whole trope or theme. Yeah. And yeah, I was got Brave. There's actually a lot of utility stuff here that it would be really hard to kill you. I'm not sure how well you actually would do other damage, but you will be perfect for being that one player that gets away in the end if all your other friends die, which is kind of great if you think about it. Kind of fits the theme. But it also guarantees that you have ways to really control the field to allow you and your friends to take out the baddie. It's almost like he who fights monsters. Exactly. I just love that. I've always loved that trope of the one way to really survive certain killers is to not necessarily fall or stoop to their level, but to engage in their world and be better than them, not just morally, but also in ability. Kind of like what happened with Laurie Strode in Halloween 2018, where she was sneaking up and surprising Michael. It's what makes that movie so memorable. I think it's why it also got 2 sequels. It's fun. Fun. I like fun. That's why we have this show. Talk about fun stuff. Alas, though, I think that's about does it for today. But let's take one last look at this build before we go. I noticed that our armor class is still kind of a bummer at 12. And 38 hit points. Okay, so you're still kind of a bit of a glass cannon, but that's fine. Because you have so much other stuff on the side with the armor of Agathis, the lucky race feat, the lucky feat, the fact that you just have halfling nimbleness. That, yeah, it'll be quite of a Benny Hill situation for the DM to finally hit you, which is perfect because it gives you all the more time to go and just mess with whatever they throw your way. And that's what I like to do. That's what I like to see. Handled by the DM, right? True. It can be changed around there a little bit. Well, but yeah. Okay, let's do this. But yes, as I said, okay, bye, dream with leprechauns. No! I will not. I refuse. Don't you? How would you dare? I thought we were somewhat friends here. How would you wish that upon me? That just hurts. Okay, but seriously though, thank you so much for hanging out at this point. I don't know what we're doing next week. It's gonna be November. I might go back to talking about DVD slashers, unless y'all suggest something else. Screw you. Sorry, just Silent King's thing. So if you have any suggestions, whether it's now or later on, if you're watching this in the recording, speak up. And otherwise, yeah, have a great Halloween weekend. Have a great Halloween this Monday. I am intending to get out my Sam Trick or Treat video out that day, so look forward to that. If you like the DM stuff, and if not, I hope you at least enjoy the video in itself, because I try to make it, well, I'm trying to add more comedy to my scripts to make it not just be all about blah blah blah, game design, blah blah blah. I want to make it entertaining. And if you haven't already, consider liking and subscribing, or if you really want to help me out, share my stuff around. The more word gets out, the more fun, cool things we can maybe do here. Who knows? And if you don't, that's fine. It's okay. I get it. Every channel nowadays says that at the end. It's a call to action. It's a thing that we have to do to make sure people go like, oh yeah, I need to do the thing. So understand that's not, what you want to do. It's cool. I get it. It's fine. To me, you are still beautiful, and I still love you as one of my audience. But nevertheless, take care. I'll see you next time. Woo! Time to go chow down on some Lucky Charms. No! I refuse! No! Count Chocula, all the way! It's still Halloween, dang nabbit!